What's up, y'all? It's your girl Danielle, and welcome back to the Healthy Her and Wealthy Her podcast, where we talk about life, motherhood, spirituality, and everything in between. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Healthy Her and Wealthy Her podcast. Be sure to follow me at Pretty Brown and Poppin' on Instagram as well. Listen, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to share with somebody, another extraordinary woman in your life, because we have so much going on. And on this podcast, we are destined and intentional about becoming our healthiest and wealthiest self. And honey, we have the hard conversations that we don't always want to talk about. I'm going to say the things that need to be said so that we can finally break these generational curses and prepare our future generations to do the exact same. So today I'm going to say a little bit of a cuss word. Accountability. Ooh. Today we're going to talk about accountability. You know, it's February, we talk about relationships, and oftentimes a lot of the conversations that are out there are talking about the other person needing to take accountability. And I think that that is a phenomenal conversation. But what I don't hear enough people talking about is how we need to take accountability for our decisions, for the things that we put up with people, and for the red flags that we ignore. Accountability. When I look back on a lot of my relationships that just did not work out, I look back and I think to myself, what the heck was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why did I put up with the things that I put up with? Why did I allow that person to do and say certain things that I knew hurt me to my core? And most importantly, why did I cling to this person instead of saying, you know what, this just isn't for me? And I will say that a part of my healing journey was allowing myself to blame the other person, because don't get me wrong, oftentimes the other person was tripping. But you want to know also what the other person was doing? They were being exactly who they said and showed me that they were going to be. And I wanted so desperately to either belong or to be a part of it or whatever the reason is, that I just accepted anything. I just accepted anything. I accepted it as, you know, this is just who they are and I'm going to be a part of it. Because I think that it's okay with accepting people for who they are and putting them in a specific box, you know, in a specific position in your life. But when you begin expecting people to change, or you begin seeing them acting towards other people in a way that you think that they would never act like that towards you. Maybe they're showing you who you are, who they are. They're showing you who they are, and it's up to us to believe them. And like I said, when I look back on a lot of my different relationships that just did not work out, it was my fault. Not because I made that person act that way, not because I did anything wrong, but simply because I said, oh, this is who this person is. I'm gonna be a part of that. I know that they hurt me, and I know that in the end, they're probably gonna act like this towards me, but I'm gonna support that. Yep, I'm gonna accept that. I'm gonna accept the backhanded compliments. I'm gonna accept the aggressive behavior. I'm gonna accept them not being kind to me. I'm gonna accept the fact that they curse everybody out. I'm gonna accept the fact that they treat, you know, anybody any old kind of way. I'm gonna accept the fact that they have low self-esteem. I'm gonna accept all of their flaws, and I'm gonna be a part of it. See, the problem isn't accepting them. The problem is being a part of something that you know is unhealthy for you. That's the unhealthy part of it. You can accept people all day long, but when you decide to willingly and intentionally build and nurture a relationship with somebody that deep down within your core tells you this ain't it, this not gonna work, this not good, this person is gonna suck you dry, this person is gonna trigger the heck out of you, that's when it becomes unhealthy. And I don't think that we talk enough about how it's okay to say, you know, ain't no beef, but I can't fool with you like that. I can't fool with you like that. I just can't. You know, I think that you are you, and I appreciate you for who you are in all of your glory, but it's just not gonna work for me. And you know, this month, again, I really wanted to focus on creating self-honoring relationships that help us to fulfill our needs, that help us feel whole, safe, and secure. And baby, part of that is looking at the relationships that you have around you and thinking, what am I just tolerating? What am I simply tolerating? What relationships don't make me feel safe? What relationships am I clinging to for toxic reasons? Like I'm afraid of being alone. Or they make me feel safe because they have something that I lack. I'm just gonna let that sit because it's a tough pill to swallow. Because whether you find yourself in those type of relationships now or you have found them in the past, we've all been there. We've all been there. Where we got that friend or those friends who you can tell don't really fool with you like that, but you know, y'all have a good time when y'all do. You ignore the backhanded compliments. You ignore the fact that you're the only one, you know, being used for stuff. You're the only one watching everybody kids, and you're the only one driving everybody to the store. You're the only one being a designated driver. You're the only one buying everybody drinks. You're the only one who got a job. Like, or in love relationships, you ignore the fact that you're there for that person all the time. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you're praying for that person, and that person doesn't even consider you. That person is inconsistent while you're consistent. And this doesn't mean that you're perfect. It means that you are unequally yoked. It means that your values are not the same, and you're in relationships that are not reciprocal. And baby, the people who take from you, whether they're doing it intentionally or subconsciously, are gonna keep taking from you. Why would they stop? Why would they stop? They're getting a free ride. Why would they stop? Duh, why would they stop? If somebody's giving you free money, you're gonna keep going back for free money. Well, same thing, if somebody's giving you free energy, you don't have to do anything in return, baby, you're gonna keep taking. It's the human thing to do. It's the human thing to do. But it's up to us as the people who are on the other side looking like, this don't feel right. Something feels off. Something just doesn't feel like good about this. It's gonna take us saying that and acting on it. Why? Because it is only your responsibility to get what you need out of a relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, you can speak up. You can say, I don't really like this. I wish you would stop doing this, and give them an opportunity to correct the behavior. But if something is just how someone is, it's just their character, it's their personality, it's just who they are, that's something that's just not gonna change. And I will even say it's wrong to ask somebody to change for you. They will never change for you. They may adjust for you, but they'll never change for you. They have to want to change on their own. They have to see something wrong with their behavior in their life, how it's affecting their life. And sometimes, relationships will highlight things like that, and that's great. But when it's not like that, you have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to say, I really care about this person, and I really wish that things were different, but they're not. They're not. Taking accountability begins with being real with yourself, being honest with yourself. That was my fault. Damn, that was my fault. I accepted that behavior. I saw it. I saw it well in advance. And I said, I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna be a part of this. I'm gonna be a part of something that hurts me. I'm gonna be a part of something that sucks me dry. That's accountability. And oftentimes, like I said, the conversations that we're having are very much focused on the other person. And other people should take accountability for how they act. But baby, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about us. Those of us who overgive, who over-sacrifice, who over-support, who go above and beyond for people who don't always go above and beyond for us, who sometimes subconsciously could care less because they simply can't. They can't. And you can't beg someone to give you something that they just don't have. They ain't got it. You can't ask somebody for $50 and then get mad when they say they don't have it. They just don't have it. See how crazy that sounds? It's the same thing in relationships. We're expecting something from someone when they're actually showing you. I'm trying to fix my collar because it's looking a little wonky and I'm too far in to start over. So y'all know we real informal here. But it is unfair to ask for something from someone that you know is quite literally incapable of giving it to you. So you have two options. Well, really three. One option is to talk to them about it and see if they can make any changes, because they may just not be aware of what they're doing, and sometimes their behavior is modifiable, and sometimes they will do it for you because they care just that much about you. And maybe they know that it's something that's been lingering in their life, and like, other people have said that about me, maybe I should start making a change. But if they don't, honey, that's on them. Okay. Number two, you can decide whether or not you're going to participate in it. And this is with anything in life. When my daughter was having issues in school, I didn't like the school structure system at the time for her age group. I really didn't like it. And so it wasn't up to me to fight the system. That's not me. I fight when I have to. I don't enjoy conflict. I don't enjoy conflict. I'll walk away first. So instead of trying to fight the system and say, why are you guys doing this? I was just like, we're just not gonna participate in your system right now. We'll come back when we have the capabilities to function in your system. And when I feel like we're supposed to be functioning in your system. But other than that, we're gonna head on out. Okay? And I don't really remember the third option, so maybe it's only two. Maybe it's only two. Give them an opportunity to change. Decide if you're going to participate in it. Oh, and the third one is to just accept it. Accept it and decide what you're gonna do. Are you gonna keep accepting it intentionally? Or are you going to walk away? That's kind of the in-between, right? It's kind of like after you've talked to the person or you've noticed what you don't like, that's when you gotta make a decision. Am I going to just accept this and stay, or am I gonna accept it and walk away? And then that second option I gave is to just to leave and just not participate. But you have the decision. You have the right to make a decision that honors you, that gives you regard. I feel like sometimes we give so much emphasis to how we treat other people and considering everybody else and making everybody else feel good that we forget a key part of creating healthy relationships is making sure that we are also satisfied. Make sure that we are also satisfied. Because sometimes as women, we're satisfied serving a man who ain't no good. We're satisfied, giving to a job that does not pay us what we're worth. We're satisfied being in friendships that simply boost us up in the moment or give us company to drink wine with. But when we're sad, down, and depressed, we don't have nobody to call because nobody answers the phone. But when they need money or a ride or somebody to watch their kids, you're right there. Sometimes we're satisfied with that. Why? Because that broad concept is I'm needed. I'm needed. You don't value me, but I know you need me. Ooh, that's a word. I know you need me. You need me, so I'm gonna stay because that's where my value is. Not the fact that you value me as a person and just my character and who I am and my essence. You don't appreciate that because you don't appreciate all of me. You can't support all of me, and that's okay. I get to decide whether or not I want to be in a relationship like that. I get to decide if I want to participate in something that treats me like I'm not valuable. Like, yeah, we need you on a team, but we don't value it enough to really go above and beyond for you. We'll give you the bare minimum. Because you deserve more than the bare minimum. We deserve more than the bare minimum. We do. If you hear my stomach growling, it's because I'm hungry, baby. Mommy out here working, okay? But you need to take accountability for accepting the bare minimum and then being mad about getting the bare minimum. I told you we have hard conversations, because this is a conversation I had to have with myself. Danielle, you saw them red flags. You saw what they were doing, and you just kept saying, oh, but they're my friend. Oh, but he loves me. I almost cussed. Baby, that ain't love. They don't love you. They need you. And there's a very big difference between needing you and wanting you. Because if they want you, it's because they value you. Most of us want a certain type of car simply because we value it. But when we need a car, we'll take anything. Doesn't mean we value it. We value what it does for us, but as soon as it breaks down, it's a piece of trash and we just leave it on the side of the road. Whereas when we want something like a BMW truck, we're gonna take care of that thing, right? We're gonna take care of it. We're not gonna leave a BMW truck on the side of the road. Unless you bought it and you knew it was a lemon, but that's neither here nor there. Go where you're valued, honey. Don't just go where you're needed. Don't just go to fulfill other people's needs. Don't just go where they can only give you the bare minimum. It's okay if that's all they can give you, but that don't mean you gotta accept it. Who said you had to accept the bare minimum? I love y'all. Take accountability. Take stock of your life. And remember that you do not have to accept the bare minimum. You deserve more. And you can get more if you let go of the people, places, and things that can only give you the bare minimum. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you share with somebody else, because we done doing this dumb dance in relationships. I have a webinar February 22nd. It's called Honor Thyself. It's a series. And this webinar event is all about creating self-honoring relationships, where we go over how to create relationships that honor you, how to build relationships that are healthy and satisfying to you without sacrificing the other person. Because I feel like we have so many conversations about how other people should treat us that we don't really think about. Maybe we should find the people who treat us well. How do we find people who treat us well? How do I know if somebody's treating me well? We're gonna go over all of that, and I'm super excited. It will be via Zoom. So if you go to the link, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna post it right here. But if you go to this link, you can sign up. I only have a few tickets. Like I said, it'll be done via Zoom. So as soon as you pay for your ticket, the confirmation email that you get will send you the Zoom link for you to be able to register. It's $22.22. It's on February 22nd via Zoom. If you're ready to finally build some healthy relationships, baby, be in that room. We are going to talk about some things that you probably haven't heard of before. And we're going to really break this thing down so that you don't spend another Valentine's Day alone or unsatisfied, so you don't spend another birthday alone or unsatisfied, that you don't get into another business relationship where you are alone and unsatisfied. We're going to build healthy relationships in both love, business, and friendships. I love y'all. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning into today's episode. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to share with another extraordinary woman in your life. Also, make sure that you're following us on Instagram at the Healthy Her and Wealthy Her podcast. Until next time.